gloss over Jimmy Weaver because
Oh,
he is a seasoned, amazing saxophonist
he
who
is
he
incredible.
has been around the world. I've met him
Really?
actually
Yeah.
when he came back from Japan, just to amuse our audience.
Hmm.
He went to Japan because somebody hired him to do 3 months
Yes.
in a band that played at a big hotel. So the way that they did it back then, they would have these bands come in and they would do a residency at these big hotels that had just a tremendous venue that they
Hmm.
invested in, and then
I
they
did.
would
Yeah.
bring these crowds would just eat up these bands, and he was hired to do a 3 month stint in Yokohama, if I remember correctly, and he was there. And then at the end of the 3 month stint,
Yep.
a booking agent came by and said, hey, you know, I could put you guys at another hotel, would you stick around for another 3 months?
Which they did.
And they did, and that turned into 12 years.
Wow.
And then when he came back here to relaunch his American career, he had realized that he had done all those miles on the saxophone,
Hmm.
and that was, I mean, that's the level of talent that you have in this band.
Right.
So that's
Incredible.
what makes it so exciting to see
Yeah.
all of these wild and veteran talents
Right.
behind you,
I'm honored.
sparkling and shining at the front of that
I
stage.
am honored to have the most incredible band.
Yeah,
I
keep
have,
going.
okay. I've got Danielle, drummer girl Wansley on the drums. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Danielle Wansley. So she
Yes.
I met at an open mic. Well, it was you'd call it an open mic.
Uh-huh.
And I got to play her drums. And she's just, it's when you go to something like that for the musicians in the audience, you have sometimes jam night at
Uh-huh.
your favorite venue, and you go and you sit in with a band. But to be a drummer and to have to follow her when she goes, oh, yeah, you can play. And I go, well, what am I going to play now that you're getting up? So she's
Right.
terrific.
Yeah, she's got an incredible. Now there are drummers that can do fills and all kinds of fanciness, and she could do that.
Mhm.
But there's something to be said for a drummer who can lock the pocket and keep that timing just with ninja precision.
Hmm.
And Danielle has that in spades. It's amazing. Never have to question the song. She's got it locked.
Well, now that you
Yeah.
bring that up, I'm going to ask you a question comparing your craft to mine. So, as a drummer, I think when you start playing the drums, I had this
Mm.
question asked to me because there are a lot of videos out there. Like there was a video of a 5-year-old kid playing a Van Halen song on the drums.
Yes.
And it was clearly any musician who watched that video could tell, like, okay, there was some deep fake video editing happening here because
Uh-huh.
this groove is too locked. It was quantized.
Yeah.
So I've always made the comparison with human playing that on the drums, you first learn the mechanics.
Hmm.
And I want to know if it's the same for singing. You first learn the mechanics. And then after you learn the mechanics and you get comfortable with the mechanics, that the working on the mechanics never goes away.
Right.
But you can move on to then learning a little more about uh, just consistency
Right.
and being able to deliver a solid performance. That also never goes away. But once
Mhm.
you kind of get that down, then you can learn some chops.
Right.
And then you can do runs and you can do fills in the case of drummers. But then after you get that under your belt, and also of course, chops, learning chops never goes away.
Right.
Then if you're really, really getting after it, and this is what separates the professionals and why when I walk into a room and you're singing, I feel like the difference is the last thing that you can command that
Mhm.
also never ever goes away is feel.
Right.
So it's one thing to be able to sing notes or play notes on the drums or have, the timing. It's another thing to be able to move an audience.
That is it.
Do you think that I do you think that I in that comparison against the drums, do you learn singing as a craft the same way?
Um, yeah, it's kind of a loaded question because a lot of people think singing is, listening to the radio, picking your favorite song and getting as close to it as you can. And that's how a lot of singers that are just getting started tend to approach it,
Mm.
and it's really the way you described. It's like building a house. So you need to build a foundation first, which is the breathing, and then you start building the layers on top of that, and
So
then
the
you get
breathing is the
into
mechanics.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not breathing properly, it's one thing to breathe natural air, but there is technique to breathing when it comes to singing.
Uh-huh.
And
Who never
so
thought of that?
who
It's okay.
whoever thought,
It's
right?
okay.
And so that's where it starts. Most singers skip that and then have to come back to it because
Yeah.
when you are doing a performance, whether it be amateur or professional, if you don't have that breathing, then you don't have the foundation and you won't be able to stand on your legs, right? So
Okay.
that's where it starts. And then you layer those things on. The dynamic performance connection is a whole other thing. And you can't necessarily teach that, maybe a little bit, but it really, there are layers to the personality of who's delivering the music, right? Can you connect with a human being and make them feel like they're in your living room, even if you're in a massive arena?
Yeah.
It's a great feat. It's the biggest fear, but it's also incredible when you're able to make that connection. And one of those things that I say to myself every single day is I do this to bring twinkles to eyes and smiles to hearts. And so connection is huge. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So that is your secret. I
Yes.
think you brought into it a component that I wasn't even really considering, which is size of venue.
Yes.
And so connecting with an enormous venue and connecting with an intimate space
Mhm.
is different for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where does the Blue Note sit in the scheme of things? How many
Yeah.
people does that venue seat?
It seats 180, so it definitely counts as an intimate venue.
Yeah.
It's great in the scale of its presence and that it's a premier venue for famous artists across
Mhm.
the world will fly out to perform at the Blue Note. But in scale, it's intimate, which is a beautiful thing because even the most famous people want to have that connection, intimate connection
Yeah.
with the audience, and it provides that.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is great that you're from the performer standpoint, but from the
Yes.
ticket buyer standpoint, here's the
Yes.
bargain is that you get to see the intimate setting. You get
Mhm.
to feel that, that much greater connection than in a
Right.
big theater or an arena or somewhere like that. You're in an intimate space, but it's the Blue Note. So you have the
Right.
most amazing sound system. That place was acoustically designed. The venue itself and the way that it was designed to sound houses just in addition to you,
Yeah.
I think this summer they've got, just to name a few, the last act I saw there was the Bacon Brothers,
Wow.
and they were terrific.
Yeah.
Great Americana act, which is sort of great for that size of venue.
Uh-huh.
But along with you this summer, Marcus Miller is playing there, Mindy
Yes.
Abair is playing there. I mean, so many great acts that
Right.
have played enormous places
Right.
can be seen there. And so now everybody,
Yes.
get to see Ariel perform at the Blue Note in that amazing sound system placed in an amazing room with that incredible band. Did we finish going through the band before I started asking you technical questions
Let's
about
see.
singing?
I have to acknowledge the singers. So we got the guitarist, drummer, bassist,
Uh-huh.
right? Uh oh, Rochelle Scales on the keys. If she was not born to play keys, I mean, how can you not with a name like Scales,
Yeah.
right? Oh, she is incredible and humble,
Hmm.
which is amazing. You get to see her. She is classically trained, but also she's amazing at feel and soulful playing, which is also a big feat when it comes to being a musician. Very, very different
Yeah.
lanes. And then I've got to acknowledge my background singers. We have Larissa LaRue, we have Artencia Young, and Rico Martinez. I call him Rico.
Wow.
Amazing people. And I'm so excited.
So this is a thick lineup. I mean, you have a full band, but you also have 3 specialists singing behind you.
Yes.
It's great to have vocalists who are also your accompanists.
Mhm.
But when you have specialists, that means that it's a whole show.
Right. It is a whole show. We are going to bring it. Oh my gosh, choreography and all. And all the more reason to hurry up and get tickets because it's an intimate venue, right?
Yeah.
Tickets go fast.
Yeah.
So,
They're
yeah.
scarce, everybody. So Blue Note, Napa,
Woo.
March, one more time.
March 23rd. It's a Thursday
23rd.
evening.
Yeah.
And there's food and drink, right?
Yeah.
Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Doors
Okay.
open, I believe it's 6.
If you drink, there is certainly drink. It's the Blue Note in Napa.
Yes.
So their wine selection is amazing, and their spirits
Yes.
also deliver.
And their water.
They've got a great they've got a great bar, but their food is really good too.
Yeah.
I like their food there.
Yeah,
They do a good job.
that's really why I do this. It's for the food. I'm such a foodie.
But you're delivering an entire evening of entertainment, food, drink, the whole thing. So it's a great date. It's all in one, and then of course with the romantic stylings of Ariel doing the Sade tribute, you're going to hear a lot of great romantic songs that are right in your wheelhouse, everybody. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And again, we have surprises. Surprises.
Let me ask you about being an artist who does a tribute act like this. So you have to stay to some degree true to the songs that were written that you're paying tribute to.
Yes.
But you can't help with the amount of time that you have spent crafting, honing your own craft. You can't help but make them your own.
Right.
So as a tribute artist, what's the line feel like for you? Or is this just so in your wheelhouse that there was never a line? How do you navigate that?
That's a good question. I definitely think about the authenticity, especially with Sade songs, because they're held in such a light. When you talk to people about her music, they're just like, oh, this is my favorite song, maybe Smooth Operator or Kiss of Life. And when the audience hears those songs, they want to hear it authentically. But there is room for me to also bring the Arielness, which is a beautiful thing. So I think both. The music is true to form. The feel is true to form, but also because I need to connect with the audience, I get to deliver myself while honoring Sade. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Terrific. Well, you know what? My band is here. And while we are not your typical band, we like to do a, sort of like Live from Daryl's House, where the artist comes in and is like, hey, there's a band here. Why don't we play a couple songs?
Nice.
Do you want to play a couple songs?
Sure.
Also, can I tempt you to do a song with just you and James?
You don't even have to tempt me. I'm always happy to do a song with just me and James.
That's awesome.
Anytime.
Okay. So what I would like to do, so I have a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
But I just wanted to prepare everybody for that. So we're going to have a little bit of a live performance. And this is not scripted, everybody. So we didn't do,
not at all.
It's not like we had rehearsals or anything. We're just all here and all this gear is sitting here. So why wouldn't we use it?
That part.
And it's my excuse to get to play with Ariel, which is, something that I'm very fortunate to be able to do. So when you bring an act like this out, it takes a lot of work to get to deliver the quality that you do.
Yes.
And when you bring an act like this out and you involve all of these people, what is the, I guess what I'd like to know is how does the band get, what's their incentive for, because they're not delivering necessarily Sade like you get to.
Yeah.
So you have this band behind you. How do you convince them like, hey, go on this ride with me?
Oh my gosh.
Was that tough to do?
No, we connect as human beings first. And so what I did was when I met each of them, I just took this jar of fairy dust and sprinkled it on them and said, you will be part of my band and travel the world with me. and we will travel to small venues and large venues and in between venues.
Yeah.
But most of all, we're going to have fun. And I told them our job is to bring twinkles to eyes and smiles to hearts. And
Twinkles to
they're
eyes
like,
and
you know
smiles to
what?
hearts. Yeah.
I deliver with that. We have so much fun. Yes, I put them through the ringer. I uh, beat them a little bit with fairy dust.
Yeah.
We prepare a lot, but ultimately it's because we want to bring an excellent show and surprise the audience. We've had audiences in the intimate venues go, I can't believe I'm getting this level of performance in an intimate venue, because this is one of the few venues where you can actually talk to me and there's tangibility,
Yeah.
as an artist, and that's a beautiful thing. So
Yeah. I mean, you
yeah.
can hear somebody really in that place give you that like nostalgic moan, and you can feel those little small moments. And so
Yeah.
can everybody sitting around them. Is the beauty of a place like this. When
Mhm.
you have a musical director with whom you share a wonderful life,
Yeah.
how is it working with him? What's it like to work with James, and who's the boss?
Well, the consensus is that I'm the boss.
Uh-huh.
He's the band papa.
Yeah.
I'm the boss. Not sure if he'll tell you differently,
Uh-huh.
but ask anyone else.
Okay.
No, he will. No, it's wonderful. We have the happiest home in the world, just music filled. And he is my best friend and life partner and musical director and talented in his own right. And because he has, some knowledge about how this whole industry thing works,
Yeah.
I have to respect that, of course.
Well, not just respect it, but also lean into it, right?
Yeah,
Because he
honor it, yeah.
allows you to spread wings as an artist, because that's one enormous component that you don't have to worry about.
Right. No, he's amazing at what he does, and I think going full circle, talking about Mr. James Early, is he has this magic about him where he allows you to be the greatest version of yourself. So
Mhm.
when he fired you, right, he said, "Go fly."
Yeah.
And it's the same with me. He encourages me and motivates me to be the best version of Ariel Marin, and it really reflects in all aspects of our lives. And we get the immense God-given honor of being able to present that to other people on the stage, which is the best thing in the world.
Oh, and maybe the most important thing that you've said yet, I think, for the artists who are watching and listening to this interview, if you have a musical director who enables you that way, you're in good hands. And if you
Yeah.
don't, you should probably keep looking.
Right.
Because in order to get the best out of yourself, you have to be liberated from the worry of, is the band gonna? Because you don't have to worry about
Right.
that. And then the other thing is, for the musical directors and producers out there,
Mhm.
if you're serving your artist in a way that allows for the greatest expression and the most
That's it.
freedom
Yeah.
to emote and to dig into places where you can deliver something that really connects with somebody. Because ultimately, I could say, you're a great singer and you're a great vocalist and a great maybe performer of these tunes that we know and love, but
Mhm.
ultimately it's because you have this ability to take an audience and make them feel these things.
Right.
These songs have, I mean, we connect with them because they have, these emotions that you have an ability to awaken in a way that live performance only can do when it's in the hands of somebody who's really, really capable. Is it okay for me to gush over you like that? Because man, I just
Wow, so perfectly said.
so also the when it comes to seeing a performance like this, Sade is one of the things she's always been known for is having a just killer band.
That's it.
And
Mhm.
specifically the bass player in her band, who I should probably have really studied, but his name now escapes me because I was just thinking about James on the bass. But that's pretty distracting. The bass player in Sade's band has been with her for a long, long time,
Mhm.
and he was, I don't know if he was the MD, but he was certainly a core of that band.
Yeah.
And man, to live up to the arrangements and the performance that band for her delivered,
Mhm.
you had to really choose wisely. And so I'm happy to say that everybody who buys a ticket to this show and goes out and sees you is going to feel things and see and hear things. And probably the last thing on your mind is all the technical stuff that I like to pick apart when I'm, enjoying a musical performance and can't help but
Yeah.
pick apart. But, ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to sit down, you're going to hopefully enjoy a beautiful meal and some nice drinks, but you're going to just be enraptured in this musical performance that's going to take you places and then maybe send you somewhere nice to go home to.
Absolutely. All of that. I am a huge fan of taking the listener on a journey every single time, and honored to be able to do so. Absolutely.
Well, we're honored to have you. Everybody, it's the Blue Note in Napa.
Yep.
Get tickets on the link or look up the Blue Note schedule. It's the 23rd of March. It's a Thursday night. You know what's beautiful about Thursday? You can slack off on Friday.
Right.
So stay out all night. Maybe call in sick. Maybe just take the day off. Or, stay out, have a great time, get a couple hours sleep, roll into work the next day. You don't have that much to do. It's Friday.
Yeah. We'll keep you out late, but not too late. So you'll be able to make it. Or if you want to call in sick, that's up to you. But
Yeah.
it's going to be the perfect night and the perfect atmosphere with the perfect people. Perfect, right? But most of all, you're going to have just the best time. And if you're not there, you'll miss out on
You'll
that. And we
miss
don't
out.
want you to miss out on it.
Yeah. Terrific. Thanks for joining us. Can we play some songs?
Thank you for having me. Let's do this.
All right.
Yeah. Should I switch mics or does this one, two?
I'm not in control of those mics.
Do you want to do smooth operator?
Check. Checking the mic. I can hear this one. Maybe it's just the monitor.
One, two. Maybe you could just get somebody turn her up in the monitor.
Yeah. What number have you got there, James?
Checking.
What number is
What
that?
number is the mic on that one? Little white strip on it. What number is that?
13.
You're 13, I think. Okay.
I am today.
I'll give you a bit more about
This says one on
Yeah,
it.
Jake says one.
I'm good though.
One area.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Match mine to his.
Well,
Checking. Checking the mic.
It's up to you guys.
I watched the. Checking the mic.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Is the
Number
EQ
one,
the
is it?
same
Number
on?
one, is it?
He's on 1. I'm on 13.
Oh, you're on 13.
Yeah. His mic's good. Mine's a little bit flat.
1, 2. They sound about the same.
Check. No. They're getting there. I can hear it. I was the sound of the shore. So feeding back a little bit.
This is loud.
Check. Checking the mic. But your mic is crisper. I need some sizzle on this mic.
1, 2.
That's because
Sounds pretty sensitive.
if you swap mics,
Yeah.
swap cables, right?
Okay.
We just mute it a second. Swap
Just
cables
swap
because you're
cables.
going through the mic mechanic.
Got it. Okay.
That's why that's the main vocal mic.
Here.
So just swap cables.
There we go.
1 2 1 2 1 2 hey 1 2
1 2 1 2. I was the center of the show.
1 2 1 2 1 2
Better.
Better?
Can I borrow my
You
no
guys have a camera now.
Don't get this on camera.
so are we doing
You're also on
Okay.
camera sometimes.
One, two,
Just
one,
do
two.
your thing, but yeah, you got your own
Seems
shot.
to have gone down a little bit.
I'm taking you down a bit.
1 2 can you bring it back up?
Yeah.
1 2 hey 1 2 1 2 1 2
He's on 13.
1 2 1 2 hey it's okay 1 2
Yeah, that's better.
no bring it down just a notch 1 2 hey
Check,
yeah
check.
that's good I can live with that
Check, check. You can bring me up like just slightly.
1 2 1
Ever
2
so slightly. Yeah.
That's up slightly.
Okay, that's perfect.
Thank you, kind sir.
Thank you, yes. I'm just gonna swig water real quick before I.
Since we're there, let's just go for it. Take your time with the moves.
Yeah, almost like it's like behind the beat on this song. It's like. Looking here or here? Where are we?
Shoot right.
Here. Right, nice.
James and Ariel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pop out guitar.
We're going to change our settings real quick. Give us a sec here. We'll be right back.
Now let's play one of my originals.
Oh, yeah.
Great job, guys.
Man, thank you. It's all I'm playing with you guys.
Oh, thank you. Sweet tea.
All right. I was hoping for that. I didn't know what my other choices were, but that was hoping for that.
Sweet tea.
Sounds great.
He always defaults to me.
Oh, really?
Mine's just the first.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
I think you had it right. All right. Oh, I think I'm 13.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Try that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Just a little bit more. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, hey, hey. 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2.
Shake your note.
Can you give me just a little low end on the guitar? One, two, 1, 2. Just a little bottom on the guitar.
That's not true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sounds beautiful. Thank you, man.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Say when, Pete.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Don't you know you're everything? Yes, you are. Ooh, I wish you were my lover, but you're not so undercover. To love each other, whole lot alone, being right or being wrong. Oh, that what you made me, baby. Don't walk away, don't be so shady. Want your mind, don't want your money. Words don't say that means no money. Oh, sweet thing. Don't you know you're everything? Oh, sweet thing. Don't you know you're everything? Ooh, yes you are. You're not mine, I can't deny it. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now, I'll go crazy. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now, I'll go crazy. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now.